The Maricopa County Attorney's Office just paid a $6 million settlement for targeting protesters back in 2020. And now county prosecutors are being accused of doing it again, this time with 68 protesters arrested at ASU. I'm ABC 15 Chief Investigator Dave Biskobing. Attorneys for one of those protesters just filed a special motion in court. It alleges MCAO is at it again, and it claims evidence shows top officials plan to mass arrest and interrogate the ASU protesters. It's been more than a year since dozens of protesters were arrested at ASU. And now, attorneys for one of those protesters have filed this motion in court.
What's the goal with this? What's the main goal?
The main goal is to get this case dismissed, particularly against our client, but hopefully against all 68 of these protesters that have been politically targeted based on the content of their speech. The secondary goal along the way is to get an explanation from this county attorney's office as to why these 68 people are being treated this way.
Free Palestine!
Back on April 26, 2024, dozens of pro-Palestine demonstrators were arrested and booked for trespassing. But the court quickly dismissed all of their cases for a lack of evidence. Then, 5 months later, in October, MCAO refiled trespassing charges against 68 people. All of those cases are still ongoing.
What level of crime are we talking about here? It seems like it's pretty low, just above a traffic ticket. Is that right?
Yeah, it is the lowest crime that Arizona acknowledges. This is a class 3 misdemeanor. Literally, it's one step above a traffic ticket.
How many of these have pled out?
0. There have been 0 plea agreements because there have been 0 plea offers made in violation of the Maricopa County Attorney's Office's own plea agreement policy.
The motion claims that evidence shows ASU officials engaged with MCAO officials to stop the protest. It says at one point, one officer's body camera recorded a phone call with someone giving directions from MCAO. Quote, MCAO prosecutors would love for you guys to get specific information about each individual who's out there, why they're there, where are they from, how did they hear about this?
We've also got the involvement of the top levels of the Maricopa County Attorney's Office proactively guiding and interacting with ASU police before any arrests had even happened, which is shadows of what we saw in 2020 that ultimately led to a very large settlement against the county.
In 2020, MCAO worked with Phoenix police to invent a gang and falsely charge protesters as gang members. We exposed it all in our politically charged investigation. After our reports, judges dismissed dozens of cases, and the county paid a $6 million settlement. That happened under former county attorney Alistair Adell. In the new motion, it claims current county attorney Rachel Mitchell used the ASU protesters for her political gain. When the charges against the ASU protesters were refiled, Mitchell put out a press release on October 9th, 2024. That date, October 9th, was the start of early voting for the November election.
Is this happening again? Or did it happen again?
I think that's a question that needs to be resolved at an evidentiary hearing with the presentation of evidence. Hopefully we'll get to hear from leaders at the Maricopa County Attorney's Office as to why exactly they did what they did. I will say, based on the body cams, based on my knowledge of what happened in 2020, it certainly is starting to look that way.
This motion was just filed, so there's no decision yet. And a unique aspect of all of this, since these charges are so low level, they're being heard in a county justice court. That's different than city courts and the Superior Court, where almost all criminal cases are handled. See, in justice courts, judges are elected, and the one who will decide this issue doesn't have a law degree. I'm investigator Dave Biskobing, ABC 15, Arizona.